Hey everybody, you know what time it is. It's Wednesday at 9 p.m.-ish Eastern Time, and this is Adam and Katie for Stop Fireside Chat. We're so glad that you're joining us this evening. It's blustery cold outside. I didn't realize I'd only been outside this afternoon once. And then I went and picked up my daughter, and it was a lot colder. So, which I guess makes sense because the sun was down, etc. So, yeah, haven't showered today, kind of feel like a disaster, so we thought, hey, that's what we'll talk about when you feel like a disaster. Any thoughts about that, Mr. Reed?
When you feel like it? When I feel like you're a disaster?
No,
or when you feel
I'm
like
too fragile for that. No, when you yourself, what do? For example, I was thinking...
Pout?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, there's unhealthy things you can do, right?
Right.
Pout, be mean, blah, blah, blah.
Take it out on other people.
Right, but I'm thinking of like some...
Sulk.
Okay. I'm thinking of some positive things. For example, I was recently on a podcast, and it's called Confessions of a Crappy Christian podcast with Blake, and Blake is a girl. And a funny story, I almost deleted her email because it says from Blake, and I'm like, I don't know, Blake. You know, I thought it was a guy. So glad I opened it because Blake's amazing. So you should check out her podcast. But what she was talking about is when you're in a funk, what do you do? And what song do you listen to get out of a funk? Do you have one that comes to mind? I know one that you really like. The Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, Eye of the Tiger, yeah.
Tiger? The Eye of the Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun. Always trying to make it musical. Hey, speaking of, just pause for a second. This guy almost had a musical of a sermon. He was quoting different songs, and he told me, he goes, honey, it's about the closest. Go ahead, what did he say?
It's the closest you're going to get to a musical from me.
So anyway.
I was even rapping.
Yes, he rapped too, and then he was saying a hymn, all sorts of things.
I didn't sing the hymn, though.
One of the songs that gets me pumped up is, well, I told her on the podcast, listening to musicals, but My Shot from the Hamilton soundtrack gets me pumped. Not throwing away my shot.
What about the Black Eyed Peas?
Oh yeah, I like that one too.
Boom, boom, pow.
Boom, boom, pow. Yep, I used to run to that. So how about you guys? Do you have a song that helps snap you out of it?
Snap you out of a funk?
So our youngest daughter today, well, in our household, there's 2 girls, 3 boys, as far as the offspring go. And so the girls are outnumbered when it comes to being able to watch Frozen. And so I just had our youngest daughter home today, and I was letting her watch YouTube videos of clips, you know, from the movie with the songs. And so I would say our daughter would answer with Let It Go. She was singing that quietly in bed. She's like, the sky, and anyway, there's a part about the sky. I can't think of how it goes.
Yeah.
Any other things that help you, like, because I feel like I wallow when I feel like a disaster. I don't necessarily do healthy things to make it get better, but music is a good way. I feel like that sets, like, I've been doing that with the kids some. Like, we're all having bad attitudes, put on some worship music, and it does change the atmosphere.
Sure does. Yeah.
What else?
What, you're saying healthy things?
Yeah, what are some healthy things?
Healthy things you can do?
Like binging on ice cream, probably not the healthiest.
Probably not the healthiest or the best idea. Although a good ice cream when you're
not right now. Hey Emily, how are you?
Does do wonders.
Hey, I'm doing the thing. Don't talk about sugar.
I'm just saying. You're asking.
Okay, you're right.
Okay. For me, sometimes just going for a drive. Driving is, I don't know, for me there's something about driving, just peaceful.
Like not necessarily going anywhere, just...
Not necessarily going anywhere. Hi, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie, how are you? Hey,
Hi, Jerry.
we cannot see you, but I know you feel like we can. So, we're talking about, guys, hey, Michelle, I hope you feel better, friend. So, when you feel like a disaster, whether that's in your marriage or personally, what is something you do? We talked about listening to music, change of scenery. I think sometimes for me, just fresh air, taking some deep breaths, Or like tonight, as hubby said, maybe a little brush and hairspray. He is not usually.
She said, "Help me." No, she said, "Help me," and I'm like, I need a brush and hairspray. I don't know. I don't have mommy spit where I can just spit on my hand and it. Nor would you want me to, right?
Right. Anyway, but I think in your marriage, if you're feeling like a disaster, sometimes I think laughing at something funny, laughter is good medicine, right?
It is. That's just like when we get on here and we're not
the happiest with each other.
That's right. There are times when we are at odds with each other, when we get on here and then we laugh together, we talk together, and spend some time with you guys, and we get done and
we feel better.
We feel much better.
So thank you. Oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Debbie. Yeah, I think a lot of times, especially Valentine's Day is kind of around the corner, right? A little more than a month away. And sometimes we, compare or be like, oh man, their marriage looks like they have it all together or whatever. We all have our days when we feel like a disaster. Or we have seasons or sometimes decades, right? But I think Adam preached on Sunday about hope. And we were talking about having a living hope and how hope is not just, how did you explain it? The definition. It's not just a desire, it's an expectation that even what we can't see, like, it will get better. And it might not always, it might be different, it might be a different better, but, yeah. Not to like I said, there's lots of unhealthy things we can do when we're feeling that way.
But we want to focus on the healthy things.
Yes.
We all have our unhealthy habits. We all have our unhealthy, and not just physically unhealthy, but emotionally and mentally unhealthy, spiritually unhealthy, the things that we do when we're in a funk or down or whatever. And so we could list all those things. That's a whole different show. But we want to focus on the things that we can do that are healthy,
right,
that may help snap you out of that funk.
Right. Debbie has written a book called Drenched with Hope. Drenched in Hope, right? Drenched in Hope. So she knows all about hope. So tell us one of your favorite things about hope, Debbie. We would love to hear.
Jerry's saying, what's a brush and hairspray? I don't
know. Ha.
Something that I use on my beard.
Yeah, not your head,
not
your
hairspray,
beard.
But
I think, too, sometimes we talk about music, change of scenery, also just perspective, that sometimes in the moment it feels like the worst thing ever,
Drenched in hope.
Drenched in hope. And then also, I think, too, like if it's a situation in your marriage, trying to remember, a good memory. Hey, remember when we did this? Or, even right before this, I will remember when my husband was trying to pat my hair down. Like, it was what started out as a disaster, ended up as a bonding experience.
Pat your hair down. It was petting.
Okay.
I didn't go there. You did.
I didn't either. It just
you
sounded
didn't.
like
you
pet.
said,
like,
okay.
pet.
And everybody goes, oh, that's what he meant. But it really wasn't.
There was no innuendo.
I was going to say, too, that a lot of times reading God's Word, sometimes that's the last thing you feel like doing when you're in that type of a mood or a funk. But there's not many things that you can do that are better than that.
Right. Yeah.
Read some psalms, some joyful Thanksgiving psalms. The other thing that I've been realizing that I was reading the other day, somebody said that you need to preach to your despair and preach to your even in this situation, preach to your funk. There's a sermon title. But David said, "Why so downcast, O my soul? Put your hope in." Yes. No.
Please,
I wasn't going to sing it. No.
Why so downcast, O my soul? Put your hope in God. He sings that song a lot.
Only in the shower. But that David is saying, why am I in this funk? Why am I so down? Spirit, what's going on here? Snap out of it. And he says, why so downcast, O my soul? Put your hope in God. And when our hope, our desire, and our expectation that God is going to come through, then that brings thanksgiving and joy. And so sometimes we just got to talk to ourselves and say, listen, Adam, snap out of this. You're in a funk. Get the heck out of this funk.
Right. And, we're not talking about,
no.
clinical depression or that kind of thing, but just that kind of, funk.
Sometimes for you, it's just a gray sky funk.
A gray sky funk?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, the sky's gray, it's cold outside.
Gray sky?
Gray sky.
They said grace guy.
A grace guy? No. No. Blake is a girl.
Yes.
Grace is not a guy.
Or is he? Right? Jesus.
Full of grace and truth.
That's right. That's right. Your beard is getting wide.
Yeah, I was going to trim it before we got on here, but...
What do you guys think? Do you think he should keep going wider or thin it out?
No, if you're gonna talk about the beard, you've got to wrap it. If I've got to sing with you, you've got to wrap it like you used to. Remember?
Oh, I thought you meant wrap it like...
What do you think? Should the beard stay or should the beard go?
Should the beard stay or should the beard go?
The beard stay.
Yes, prayer is so powerful too. Hey Mary, how are you? It's so exciting. Mary and her friends are doing the Made Like Martha Bible study.
Fantastic.
We hope that you guys will join us Tuesday. We're starting it. I'll share the sign up again. And continue to share with us. If you're feeling a disaster, what are some positive, healthy things you do to help you feel better? I think for me, it's that taking thoughts captive. That I just kind of let things roll around and it doesn't make me feel better. But like you said, preaching to yourself, kind of saying hey, wait a minute. We have the mind of Christ. We shouldn't just agree with any thoughts that roll past,
The beard stays, Mary. Don't worry. That's good because most of the time when that verse is applied, it is applied to impure thoughts, impure sexual thoughts, or whatever. But that can apply to any thought that comes into your mind. Any thought, a mean thought about somebody else.
She said, "Be sure to keep the sides in check."
Yeah, the sides turn into wings. Yeah. We gotta any thought that comes into our mind, we have to bring it into submission to Christ. Not just impure sexual thoughts, but mean thoughts, hate thoughts, pride thoughts,
self-deprecating thoughts. Is that what I'm trying to say? But here's the good news: is even when you're in a funk and feel like a disaster, you are still so loved by God. People might be fickle and have conditional love, but God is unconditional love. I am sporting some gaudy leggings, haven't showered, but I still can praise the Lord, and I still can bravely get on here and...
Because you're loved.
Right.
Your identity is not in how you look or what you wear.
Right.
You're still a daughter of the King and an heir to the throne of heaven.
Thanks, babe. And on to the most important topics is do you use beard cream or oil?
Yes.
You don't really.
I don't really. I've tried it, but it always feels greasy to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, you put it in there and it kind of...
Lee came on at a great time.
All feels...
Feel greasy.
Yeah. Hi, Lee.
Anyway, Lee, what do you and your hubby do when you feel like a disaster? Whether your marriage is feeling like a disaster or you're personally feeling like a disaster, what's something like, you don't get too personal, something positive, like we talked about music, worshiping, prayer, that could work. Going for a walk, preaching to yourself, taking your thoughts captive.
Eating some sugar-free ice cream.
That'll give you the runs. Or so I've been told. Sorry, first thing that came to my mind. Oh. Sorry, carry on. It's a disaster, right?
I got no place to go from there.
I'm just giving you a good example of when you feel like a disaster. I think laughing at yourself, but we talked about that, but yes, laughing at yourself sometimes too. I mean, sometimes we have a friend, Anna, shout out to you, Anna, and when she gets sick, she has man voice, and she has a pretty deep voice anyway.
In the morning, she has man voice.
Yes, and she's like, I got man voice. It's just funny. I mean, we're not laughing because she doesn't feel good, but just humor is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Any other words?
Lee says they try to sneak away even for a couple hours.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
A walk, a jog, be outdoors.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
As long as you're able to, as long as it's not, there's an ice storm out, or some people would say as long as it's not cold and snowing, but I love being outside in the cold and the snow. So
getting sleep.
Lots of sleep, absolutely.
Yep. I am. You're welcome, Mickey. Yes. If you're not getting enough sleep, and I feel like that might be our problem.
Yeah.
We've had some sick kids,
yeah.
and so they've been.
We've had some long days, sick kids.
And we've been staying up too late, too.
Yeah.
But anyway, we hope that you guys.
So we're not going to be up with you guys too late tonight.
Right. Good segue. Good segue, babe. So, listen. You don't have to be all put together all the time. You're loved no matter what. But there are some healthy things you can do when you just are in that funk, when you feel like you're a disaster. And I think also, sometimes when we feel that way, we want to hide from people. Do you know what I mean? Like, want to be isolated. But sometimes...
That could be when we need people the most.
Right. Like to say, hey, can we grab coffee? And yeah, because sometimes I think we wait till our house is clean, or, we feel all, put together with it's emotionally or whatever. But I think, the enemy, just like, I haven't thought this through, so who knows how it'll come out. But, like, in the wild, animals, herds in the wild, like, they're predators. It's late. Their predators try to isolate the prey, so they're easier prey, right? Anyway.
When you're in a group, there's strength in numbers. So.
Yes. Yes, for sure. I want to see what Mary said here. I didn't see all of it. She was saying, we get in a funk every once in a while. Usually just letting time pass to get over it makes it better. I need to just hash it out with God and get over it. That's good advice, because sometimes I just want to keep talking to this guy and try to work it out, and I need to talk to this guy.
Well, and sometimes when I'm in a funk, because sometimes you just can't, I don't know, maybe you do, but sometimes you just can't put a finger on it. Hey, what's wrong? I don't know.
And I'll keep asking
It's like sometimes she'll just be crying, and what's wrong? I just need to cry. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me, but it's a thing, I guess. And so
every 30 days.
And so there are times where it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong, but she wants to know, to try to see if there's something that she can do to help, and
or if I'm the cause.
Yeah, and so sometimes it's like, I don't know. I need to figure this out, and I can't tell you until I figure this out. And if I do, I'll let you know. But I just need to figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time with God. That's good. Good word, Mary. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us. You guys help brighten our Wednesday evenings.
I'm trying to read this.
That's fine. Keep going. Oh, yes, Michelle. We're praying that you feel better. Oh, yes. You are not alone, Mary. Mary and your Jerry. Good to have you here, Debbie. Yes, that's good, too. That it's going to be okay. Like, the funk is not forever, right? Unless it's like I was going to say uptown funk.
Unless it's a righteous funk.
What does that mean?
I don't know. There's a song, I think,
Really?
that had that phrase in it, righteous funk.
Huh.
Maybe Jerry will know. Jerry.
The old school one?
Yeah. Jerry,
Okay.
what was the song, or there was a song or a phrase or the name of a song or something that was righteous funk. I think it was. I think it was the name of a song.
Interesting. It's
It's
funkadelic.
funkadelic.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're taking a, I was going to say nosedive, dovetail. What is it?
Turn for the.
Words?
It's fun. But
Okay.
it's not necessarily worse.
So don't forget, ladies that are tuning in. I realize you're not
What was
all
that?
ladies.
What was that? You
Me?
did like a
I don't know.
Don't forget, lady.
Don't forget that we'd love to have you join us for the online Bible site for Made Like Martha. And
It has to be ladies?
no, it could be guys too.
Because aren't there guys that are made like Martha?
There are. Actually, I had a couple people interview me that were like,
Yeah.
I'm made like Martha too. And actually, I had one person that reviewed the book that was very hostile. He goes, what about the sons of Martha? Anyway, maybe next time, but not really.
Can't please everybody.
That's right. But we'd love to have you join us. So I'll share the link below. You just have to have a copy of the book in any form and sign up, and we're going to have a good time.
Good time.
Anything else? Any parting words? Any musical numbers to...
We should go have a good time.
Okay, well, this is Katie and Adam for Stop
Fireside Chat.
It's always a pleasure hanging out with you. We are working on bringing you some guests in January, February, March, so stay tuned. If you have an idea for a guest, you can just message me and we will prayerfully consider reaching out to those people. So take care, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye.
Good night.